on the phone. Now, I'm not here yet. I'm just finishing, or all right. I was just finishing the, please read the, please read the disclaimer in the box below this video. And let's say hi to everybody. Let me just pop this out. You will see that I did not. Hi, Betty Randall, Seashell Surf, Cheeky Bastard Paranormal. Hey, Hell House. EJ, Becky, Laura Vick. Oops, and I missed Mama Cat. Hi, baby. Notice that I did not publish this out on Facebook. I did not publish this on Twitter. I sent a few to people on Messenger. That was it, for a reason. Hi, Mary Cook, Marie Dunn, Sandra Moore, Joe Mama. I'm glad you made it today. Hey, Seashell. Aloha, my darling. You see, sometimes people come around so often that I actually get to know. Let me just do this. I actually get to know your name. And it's not just your name I get to know. I get to know you, like Hell House Paranormal. Now it's Cheeky Bastard Paranormal. Am I right? Am I right? So, it's been a long week. You're getting a video tomorrow because last night, you see that beef barley meatloaf? Somebody had a really great idea about using the beef barley meatloaf as a filling for stuffed peppers. I thought, what a brilliant idea. What a real brilliant idea. Hey, Celeste, so-and-so, Sherry Leach. I love you too, Cheeky. Hey, Roberta Cook. Yeah, that would be really good. So last night, I made meatloaf again because that meatloaf, beef barley meatloaf, I actually made on Sunday. And I cut 2 more pieces and put them in the freezer, and Howie had meatloaf for his lunch. And I made it. You're going to see the video tomorrow. I made it. I took one of my meatloaves, put it in the crock pot, and surrounded it with veg and stuff. And it was amazing. It was really good. Hey, Edie Murray, how are you, darling? Or stuffed cabbage, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, Patricia Davis, how are you? I took the day off today and stayed home to catch up on laundry and some things. I hope you got some rest, sweetheart. Hey, Big Rims. Now, let me remember this name. Big Rims. Big Rims. Is it Kate or Laura? I can't remember your name. It's been a while. It's been a while. Hey, Melody Ray. Hi, Jessica. So, yeah, today, I have to, I'm not, it is public, but I am going to have to, because I've had my shower, I've done my vacuuming, and I got my dishwasher running, and supper's in the crock. God, I love crock pots. Marnie, that's right, because my cousin's name is Marnie. That sounds like a busy day, but I hope you get some rest too. Yes, I hope so too. I hope Joe gets some rest too. So I am changing. I'm going to be leaving Facebook soon. Okay? I'm going to be leaving Facebook soon. And the reason I'm telling you guys this is because a lot of you look for me on Facebook. Look to be where this is published. And actually, hang on a second. I have to do something. Where is it where I go? Hang on a second. Oh, here we go. So, sorry about that, folks. Hey, Gene Phillips. What about the group, Bev? That's what I'm telling you. It's still going to be there. My Beverly Foley is still going to be there, but I'm leaving. I'm leaving soon, within the next couple of months, because I'm not saying I'm allowing somebody or people to chase me away. I've just had it. I've just had it with Facebook. Hey, Fran. Kozichki. Is it a Kozichki or Koziki? Where's Marty? Going through some stuff. I'm good now. Oh, I know. It's been a rough couple of years for folks. Right? It has been a rough couple of years. But let me make this a little more clear. My Facebook page is the only thing I really do on my Facebook page is post TikToks. And I post my videos, my live videos, and my videos. And I've had some, I don't know. I can't get away from and get rid of the negativity that keeps following me around. I'm getting tired of being called a liar. I'm tired of coming out here, because I downscale to public live streams only twice a week. Yeah, everybody is facing something. Hi, Julie. Absolutely everybody. Starting more seeds today. I'm waiting for some more to come in the mail. No, Sarah Young, I have never made cottage cheese from scratch, but I do believe Noreen of Noreen's Kitchen has a video of making cottage cheese. I'm almost positive. So, hi, Laura Vick. But the thing is soon these public live streams are going to be gone. And I'm really, really sorry to have to tell you guys that. Within the next few months, there will be no more public live streams. For the simple reason is I'm getting really sick and tired of trolls coming in and disrupting our light, disrupting our positive energy, disrupting conversation. Now, what do you mean that could be very hard? I don't think I could be so calm. Hi, Sarah Young. Hey, Helen Burke. So I'm getting really, really tired of no matter where I go, what I post. There are people out there that just love to twist shit around, and I know I'll never escape it. Not that I'll never escape it, okay? Because it's too easy. It's easy to hide behind a fake name, Now, yes, I go by Mrs. Wolfie. And I've gone by Mrs. Wolfie since long before I was on YouTube. Why? Because that was mine and Howie's poker names online. Wolfie and Mrs. Wolfie. Okay, that's it. That's all. And it's a nickname. That's it. Everybody knows my name is Bev Foley. So, right? But the point is I have been going through a grow. You guys all know this. I've been growing. You have to do whatever is best for you and your family. Not necessarily, Mary Cook. I'm just saying, you're all going to get my videos. You're all going to be. But if I do a public live stream, it's not going to be as often as I've been doing. There is always those people out there. You are just aware of them now where you weren't before. That's true. That's true. But I'm at a place where I'm at a crossroads in how I'm going to handle going forth. Like, I mean, many people have seen me on here for almost 13 years. And it's really easy to take pieces and bits and pieces of a video. Like my life has been not most of my life, but a huge portion of my life has been on video for the world. And it doesn't take a genius. As a matter of fact, all you have to be is have a nasty bent to pick apart little bits and pieces of somebody's life, kind of like a blackmail letter, right? And stick it all back together to make it look like something it's not. And I just don't want to give anybody any more ammunition. I'm on a path. I have been for a couple of years now, ever since just before this pandemic started. I have been on a path of being grounded and centered and walking in light. And the more I do that, the more the darkness throws darts. Really dark, sad, bitter, twisted souls. That only joy they get is feeling power at tearing somebody else down that other people love. And I know you guys love me. I know you love me. Okay? Not everybody. Some people think I'm nuts, and that's okay too. But I know those people out there that truly give a shit. Okay? I do know you. But I'm just so tired of fighting every day, and I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to fight anymore to prove who I am or what my journey is or how magnificent my spiritual and mental and emotional growth has been. Okay? So I have to look at how I can step back and be more productive without having to defend myself. And I don't defend myself. There's nothing to defend myself from. I know that. You can't, it's not that I care what other people think, Joe. It's not what I care what other people think, Joe. But now they're starting to use, and it sounds grandiose and it sounds self-absorbed, sounds even narcissistic, but there's people out there using me to hurt other people, taking things off my Facebook page, putting them on somebody else's teardown forum about somebody else, and then the people that they're poking at, believe it came from me. That's how easy it is to manipulate people against each other. So I'm just looking at, hey, Helga. So I'm not here crying. I'm not here whining. I'm just saying that it's easy. It's easy to hide behind fake pictures, use somebody else's identity. And that's how close this is to stealing identity, okay? Using fake names, fake email addresses in a private forum. And they say it's not a private forum, it's public. You better bet your ass it's public. It's public for those who want to read it, but not public for those who want to comment or fight back. You have to be a member. And they have to approve you. You have to go through stages of approval before they will even let you post. So go away into the darkness and hide. That's where you belong. I'm not going to welcome you into my space anymore. It's that simple. Hey, Skippy Jones! How are you, darling? Finally, we're back to normal, only tired at the end of the day. We go to bed early. Hey, Homestead Tessie, aren't you in Australia? How are things going? If you are, how are things going there? Hey, Vicky, Yoshi, Skippy Jones, Sherry Leach. So I'm just trying to balance my online presence with what I can actually manage. I let shit in. I did. I made the mistake of forgetting to shield myself. And that's, I forgot a couple of days. All it took was for me a couple of nights in a row not to do my prayer and meditation at night before I sleep. And it changes how I handle myself and negativity the following day. Andrew, hi, darling. You live in PA. I'm a Yankee. You're a Yankee. Hi, darling. Oh, and remember I said, remember the other day, I remember I said I would do a free reading for anybody who understood, who could quote the movie when I said, "What is this in my Frigidaire?" And somebody came back with the full quote later on. Sammy Dwayne DeSoto, what is this in my Frigidaire? So I'm going to give you another movie in a minute, and then I'm going to do a free reading, but I'm just kind of getting my stuff together here because I'm in a lot of pain today. So yeah, I love that bar. I think next time I will use less liquid in the barley so that it soaks up more in the meatloaf. How's Yorkshire today, Andrew? How's the weather down there? It must be what? 20 after 9 where you are, eh? Oh, you know what? Happiness, people seem to think that happiness is joy all the time. It's not. Happiness is going through every day knowing you've done the best you can to be kind, be patient, be tolerant, do the things you need to do to make yourself feel that you've accomplished something. Day after day after day, dispersed with moments of joy. See, people seem to think that happiness, is something that you should have all the time, or joy, or anything like that. And in reality, it's really just a matter of realizing that life is work. Life is hard work. It's the moments of joy and satisfaction and reward from that hard work and being a good person that gives us contentment, right? But if you go, this is why addiction is such a problem in the world today, because people are always looking for that constant high, that constant feeling of contentment and happiness. That comes not from drugs. And no, I'm not a drug addict. I smoke marijuana for pain because I can't take anything else but Tylenol. That's why addiction is such an epidemic, because people are constantly looking to feel good, when feeling good should be not a result of putting something in your body, but about something that you go forward in accomplishment in your day. What do they used to say? Hard work is its own reward. It's true, because the accomplishment is amazing. I had to cut out yesterday, but Scott needed my attention in the hospital. They aren't really trained in laryngectomies. I get it. I get it, sweetheart. And you just keep showing up and doing the things you have to do, to get through each day. Life's not joy. If you're lucky, it's contentment. right? Hi, Derbyshire Andy. How are you? I agree. Purposely to do at least 2 good deeds every day. One good deed should require no effort. I'm rewarded by lovely friends, and I appreciate them all. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know? And I'm going to pull some cards here in a minute. All right. Let's see. Here. I will do a free reading for anybody who can name this movie from this quote. We ain't in Lever to Beaverland, man. We got Family Feud. This ain't Leave It to Beaver, man. We got Family Feud. Do pay attention. It's true. Hi, Aces. How are you, darling? Absolutely. Absolutely. Contentment is those moments in between contentment is those moments between all the negative feelings and all the super positive feelings. Contentment is the balance you find in between, right? Wow, that's what now I think about that. That's well said. Okay, that's what I've been trying to say. Contentment is balance. Yes, we're going to have absolute moments of joy, absolute moments of sorrow, and somewhere in between, when we sit down and put our feet up at the end of the day with a good cup of tea and say, I had a good day. I got my vacuuming done. I got some laundry folded and put away. You know, supper's bubbling in the crock. It's a good day. That's contentment. Isn't Derbyshire where they have the peaks? Like the hills and the peaks? I'm drawing on my Pride and Prejudice knowledge here. A few miles from it, I was born and raised in Lancaster, PA. Cool. Okay. I'm Chesterfield. Now, my mother-in-law and I used to get in the, well, my mother-in-law drove me nuts because she always called our couch a Chesterfield. Any couch, a Chester. I said, Mom, it's not a Chesterfield. It's a couch made by IKEA. That's like saying my Dodge truck. It's like calling all trucks a Toyota. Let's get the Toyota and go. Well, I'm pretty sure my truck wouldn't even start if you called it a Toyota. A Chesterfield is actually, but aside from being a place, it's a furniture company that, you know, they're known for their rolled arms and their leather and their buttons and their studs and all that stuff. So it drove, every time I was like, get that dog off. You know, she'd say to the dog, get off the Chesterfield. I said, it's not a Chesterfield, Mom, it's a couch. It's an IKEA. And then it dawned on her one day when I said, it's not a Chesterfield, it's an IKEA. You know, it's a brand name, yeah. You know what I mean? So and she didn't understand. I said, look, Mom. And I went on the internet and I pulled up Chesterfield furniture. And it showed coffee tables and armchairs and stuff. And I said, see that chair? That's a Chesterfield. No, it's a chair. I said, it's a Chesterfield chair. See that coffee table? That's a Chesterfield. You know what I mean? I said, don't call a couch a Chesterfield. It drives me crazy. Amish country is growing in our area. I worked in the Myersdale and my son is in the Chambersburg. Oh, cool. Hey, Tigger Bouncing, you get a free reading. Is he the first person to say that? Please verify that Tigger Bouncin got the movie Footloose with Chris Penn saying, Chris Penn, they're washing the Volkswagen with Kevin Bacon, and he goes, This ain't leaving to Beaver land, man. We got Family Feud. Good job. Okay, now we have Soul's Journey. Let's get on to reading cards. We have Work Your Light Oracle. We have, where are you? Where are my, we have the Energy Oracle cards. Where on earth, oh, there they are, hiding behind my crystal ball. You want to see my fun crystal ball? My cousin Angie sent this to me. Look, it's got a motor in it. It's got a motor. Hang on. Isn't that awesome? I just like to look at it. I just like to look at it. Isn't that awesome? And the other end, I think, turns on every once in a while and stirs stuff up so you can look. So I can stir that up every once in a while and look and see what happens. It's kind of like, oh, you just do that and it stirs it up again. And I have Gaia cards. All right, Tigger Bouncin', what would you like? What cards would you like? Or would you just want me to pick for you? I've got one. This is what I have. Well, you can't really see that, can you? I have Soul's Journey, Work Your Light Oracle. Whoops, these are slipping all over the place. Energy Oracle, Work Your Light Energy, Energy Oracle, Starseed Oracle, or Gaia. So pick your card. Oh, shoot. What's going on there? Sorry. I don't like to move my phone around too much because it gets all over the place. I've been following you for 3 years now. I find you very kind-hearted. I have enjoyed your chats. I'll miss you. Don't let the crazies get you. Well, the person you see now is not the same person who used to start live streaming, who started live streaming, I don't know, 7 years ago, 6 years ago. And I have gone through growth. I have gone through raging against the world as it is, and feeling impotent and not being able to find my light in order to, to push back against the darkness and stuff. It has taken a lifetime to get to this point. And so if people tear me down for my journey, well, then, they don't have any journey of their own to deal with, right? Energy. Okay. You picked. Now, I have not been using books. I find I get a better read, even when there's no words on it, I get a better read. This is for Tigger. Wow. Wow, Tigger. Now, I want to tell you something. You got two. I want to tell you folks something. When I read these cards, I'm not reading what the book says. I'm not even reading them. It's not that I'm not reading them correctly. Like the other day, I had someone who had the first chakra, and I got it backwards. Okay? I got it backwards. But the message still worked. So please, if I say something like fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel, doesn't mean I know dick about Archangel Gabriel. Doesn't mean I know everything there is to know about chakras. I get my energy from the card, okay? Not necessarily from the picture, right? So you got two. And your first one is the fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel. What I'm hearing, Tigger, is that you found your voice. You found your voice. And it's not just your voice. It's like you found your purpose and you need to give it voice. The thinking man, you've been thinking about this for a really, really long time, and you've just now giving your, I don't want to say purpose. I don't want to say, maybe magic is the right word. You've been thinking for a long time how to give voice to your magic, to your essence, to who you are. And they have your back. They have your back. You've been thinking about this for a really long time. Whatever it is, it's time to be brave and voice it and stand by your convictions. I hope that makes sense, Tigger. A 6-hour nap. Oh, God, I can't even sleep 6 hours straight. Let me give these. My 6 hours would be divine. Yeah, 3, 4 at most, right? I lay in bed at night, and I take my medication, and I eat my grapes or my apple or my popcorn, and I'll either read a book or I'll go through TikTok. And somebody says, she lays in bed. And I do TikTok when I'm in bed for a reason. It's because it's the only time of the day where I'm not focused on doing something else. Sometimes I will do a TikTok live stream. Sometimes I will do a post. But if you see me laying in bed making a TikTok, it's because I'm relaxed and I'm free to think and do stuff, right? Okay, Tigger. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. She found her meaning in life and now needs to voice her thoughts. Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily, it doesn't necessarily, just because you see angels, you know what I'm saying? Just because the book may say something totally different. But when I call your name and I'm shuffling the cards you choose, it's not necessarily what is on the picture or what is the words on it. It's what I get, the energy that's calling from that card. I could get the same card for somebody else an hour from now, and it's a totally different meaning because it's theirs. Does that make sense? Oh, thank you, Seashell. Truck, Frayer from PA. Hi, Bev, and thank a trucker. Woot! A farmer. Woot! And a veteran. Woot! Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm getting, I can't talk about this. I'm losing friends. I'm losing friends because people are waking up. Let me see how I can voice this. I'm losing friends on the internet because of my journey. I'm losing friends because I'm standing for what I believe in. Okay. And unfortunately, that's actually a path to life. Not everybody comes into our life to stay. Some people come into, I've said it before, but some people need to hear it. It's okay if my journey path has changed how you identify with me. If you no longer identify with me, it's okay to leave. You're not going to hurt me. Okay? Everybody has their own path to follow. Of course, it's not even what I believe in, Tigger bouncing. It's growing. I've been growing forever. You stop growing, you'll die. All right. Here's another movie quote for a free reading. Had me this old yellow duck. And I wanted to keep him little, so every day I'd squeeze him a little. One day I squeezed too hard and he died. Thing is everything has to grow. A reason, or a season, or a lesson. That's right. People come into our lives. I always like to look at it as waves on a shore. Okay, there's a river, all right? Now, even rivers will lap, the water will lap against a sandy beach. Okay, so, your life, your paths. Look at your path in life as, I just saw a tip come up and I need a question with that. It hasn't come up on here yet. Aces, give me a question. Okay, look at, or pick a card and let me do what I do. Okay, look at your path as a river. Your path through life as a river, or even one of those moving sidewalks in the airports. But I like to look at it as a river, because as you go down this river, you're going to catch. The flow is going to some things are going to get caught on snags of overhanging trees, and some people are going to jump in and float along with you. And you're going to, but the whole time the path is washing up on trees, on beaches, on snags as you go forward. All right. And the banks, some people stay. Some people only stay for a little while. They jump in and say, hi, wow, this water's really freaking cold. I'm getting out, but nice to meet you. And some people jump in and go, oh, I can't swim. And they put their arms around your neck and try and pull you down, looking for their own safety. All right. Some people will stay on the bank and go, hey, nice to meet you, as you go by. And some people will jump in that river and pull you into their dinghy and will ride with you for a while. Doesn't matter how it happens, but not everybody comes into our life to stay. We made friends with every single person we ever met. Conversations, and remember, it would be bobulating to say the least. Surprise me. All right, aces. I have a feeling let me just give me a second. I'm feeling a soul's journey card. All right, let's do a soul's journey card for aces. Nope, not Goonies. Not Little Rascals. Hey, Steven, how are you, darling? This is for a crying. Whoa, wow. All right, you got 4 aces. And not all of them are upright. You got lonely. Have a touchstone that helps you. You're never alone. I embrace and nourish the creative. Okay, this was upside down. Yes. Imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. You don't trust the creative aspect of your mind, aces. You need to be more tolerant with yourself. You need to find the joy in creativity, because you're not. You are creative, but you're letting other people's, the weight of other people's opinion in the past tell you that your creativity is nonsense. Forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Do you? Because you're still harboring a bit of resentment about these people who you have allowed the weight of their opinions to weigh you down. Honey, forgive yourself. Shuck the corn and enjoy it. And blame. I accept my responsibility for my well-being. It's not that you don't accept the responsibility for your own well-being. It's that you are not always aware that your happiness and your well-being is in your power, not anybody else's. Oh, that's a horrible name. Does that make any sense? Did you get anything out of that, Aces? What's going on, Steven? Okay. Okay. Yeah, shuck the corn and enjoy the kernels. Right? Hey, Skippy Jones. Whale's Bloody Pimple. What kind of name is that? I'm just curious. Like, I wonder where people come up with the names, right? I was going to say that Sherry Leach had to go way back to 8th grade for that one. Nope, not of Mice and Men. Okay, I'll give you a hint. Hand me this old yellow duck. It was a Christmas movie. I am going to do, whoops. Okay, good. There's one that's just popped up. Nope, there's another one. Whoa. Okay. I just got 4 cards come up, and only one of them was not upright. Nope, not A Christmas Story. Do you give up? Everybody gets a free reading. The Homecoming with Patricia Neal and Jack Duggan. And what's his face? John Boy. Okay, Edie. I'm just really glad you were able to be here, sweetheart. You rest, recoup, and, you know, do everything you have to do to make yourself well. Okay? No. It's called The Homecoming. It's the Homecoming. Okay, the first card is Temptress. I don't know who needs to hear this. But you're flirting with disaster. This is not somebody coming in to your life and disrupting it. Somebody here is disrupting somebody else's life with seduction and temptation. Now, I'm not saying they're breaking up any homes or anything, but they're disrupting something. So I don't know who needs to hear that. You need to look at yourself and say, this is, you need to decide if this is who you really are. Okay? Because these kind of things do come with consequences. The Night Wind. The Night Wind. Facing fear, subconscious release, and healing. Now, I don't know who needs to hear this, and maybe it's somebody who needs to all hear this, okay? But we've got, somebody being on the wrong side of a seduction. We've got the Night Wind, and that means facing fear, subconscious release, and healing. You do not need to be in this position. All you have to do is face your fear. And I feel like it's a fear of being alone. You need to face that, trace that, and erase that, because we're never alone. Okay? And it's this reason, it's the fear and the anxiety that's causing you to make decisions you wouldn't normally make that cause disruptions. Yeah, this is all one person. Wow. Purification, emotional cleansing, and rejuvenation. So once you realize that these decisions you're making are based on fear, you can then go forward and scrape off that fear, scrape off the behaviors that fear is causing, and renew the contract with yourself that makes you a good person. And the Dream, something is revealed, insight and breakthrough. It's upside down. Do you know why? Because these cards The dream, the insight, the breakthrough, it's upside down because this is a painful process for you. You are coming to the realization that you have done something that you need to atone for, or you're not going to be able to feel or have your spirit. It's dimming your core light. So you need to really dig out, root out whatever it is that's causing you to walk down a path you're not intended to. I hope that makes sense to somebody, because that was hard. That was hard. Well, I mean, yeah, we all have fear of being alone, but we're never alone. That's the whole point. If you realize that you have the inner light that comes from Source or God or whatever your faith is, then you really are. You'll never walk alone. You know what I mean? That you can face anything. You can face anything, right? The fear of being alone, I think, sometimes is worse than the fear of death, because death is something we won't understand until we experience it, right? So the fear of being alone is actually the fear of worse than death, because I have no fear of death. I have a fear of how it may happen, but not the process of what happens after. I have no problem with that. But people have to know we're never alone. We're never alone. You guys, you and I are always just one reach out away from each other. You know what I mean? Okay, Celeste, thank you. Love Jerry Marsden singing "You'll Never Walk Alone." Oh, well, thank you. I'm not Jerry Marsden, but I don't know why I said thank you, but that's the whole point. Is my concern. It's not for the people who have faith. Okay, whatever your faith is, your faith, if it's strong, it will get you through whatever you face. But what about all the people out there right now who have been demoralized and pushed down and segregated and discriminated against? Okay? What if they don't have a faith? What happens when the world literally goes, oh yeah, we screwed up, and comes crashing in, and they believed everything that was told to them? And now they find out it's a lie, but they have no faith to cushion their fall from one reality to the other. Does that make any sense? Hi, Kim. Hi, Donna Fox. Giddy up and go, Melody. You just told me everything I needed to hear in your free card reading. Well, thank you. I mean, why not, right? I mean, I'm not here doing readings just for tips. Okay? The tips help. Yes. I do readings because that's what I do. The tips that come from you, if you really have a burning question and you tip me and put your question in there, that's great. But, tips are voluntary completely. Not me, but my brother that passed away last year, his fiance has met a married man, and I know the man's family, and I don't know whether to say or not. Well, maybe if you feel you can talk to this person with love, and say, hey, you are not alone. You got me. We may not be related, but I see, that, it's like making decisions in the first year after getting sober, or you never make any large life-changing decisions in the first year after any trauma. And trust me, getting sober is traumatic. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, don't go in giving advice. What maybe you could do is, if you know this person, you could just be there for them. Be there for them. No, unsolicited advice is criticism in disguise. So maybe if you want to help, you see the situation, you don't have to, right? But you could just reach out to that person and let them know that they're not alone and that you're there for them if they ever need to talk. That's it. Sometimes that's all it takes, right? May fear how it may happen, but not death or the process afterwards. Exactly. Let whatever happens will happen. But I mean, when I look at that, when I hear that though, okay, I hear of somebody who was really in love, going to be married, and then they lost that person. And there's a lot of people out there that will take advantage of that vulnerability, right? So you can leave well enough alone. But if this is in the first year after her losing her fiance, she's not in her right mind, not if she really loved him. Okay? So getting into it, like it's like when you first get sober, it's like, don't get into any relationships. Don't leave your husband, even if you want to. Don't do any of these things that seem like a good idea at the time because you are not thinking straight. Okay? It's kind of like a friend of a friend type thing. They were married 30 years and 6 kids. I would just, you know what? I would reach out to somebody who may be struggling, but stay out of why you're reaching out to them. If you want to reach out to them just to be there for them out of love, that's great. But going in thinking you're going to help them fix something is not a good idea. Does that make sense? There are reasons for at least a year of mourning. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it used to be longer. Back in the day, it used to be 5 years of deep mourning. But after a year, you could be seen publicly. People in deep mourning weren't even seen in public for the first year. I mean, it's changed a lot, but there are some things that should never change. And I mean, do you know why I live in Quebec? Because my father died. Dad died in November, December, January, February, March, April, May. 8 months later, I ran away from home. Because I was in a place where I did not understand the love that was around me. All I had was pain. All I had was pain. And there were a lot of upheavals going on in my life. And thank God. I mean, that's the whole point of being married. You know what I mean? Everyone says, oh, I married my best friend. No, he wasn't my best friend. Howie's never been my best friend. He's my mate. He's my soul mate. He's my heart. And it has taken us over 30 years to get to the point where it doesn't matter what comes up. Okay? If one of us loses our friggin' mind, then the other one steps up and goes, you know what? I'm going to love you through this. That's why we're in Quebec. Because when I ran away from home, my husband knew I was not in my right mind. That I was in a mentally, emotionally, and spiritually dark place. I was flirting with the idea of drinking again, all kinds of shit. Okay? And my husband would not let me go through that alone. That's why he followed me. That's why he came. Right? And, you know, he said, you can run to the far corners of the earth. I'm just going to hunt you down. But it's getting tiring. Okay? I'm tired. We're getting too old for this shit. Here we are. My neighbor lost his wife 2 years ago, and yesterday was his wedding anniversary, and he was a mess. Spent a little time with him last night trying to console him and just letting him talk. Yeah. That also happened with fiance. My brother died of vanilla 2 weeks before their wedding. Oh my God. Really, Celeste? That's horrible. I mean, my mother died when I was 9, and I didn't fully start to accept it until I was like 16. And I didn't accept the fact that it was not my fault until I was in my 30s. So, I mean, life is a constant learning curve, right? Do I get angry? Yes. I don't rage anymore. And people can take pictures of my face all they want going, right? That'll show up on the Bitch Factory. That's great. Good for them, right? But life is a constant learning curve. And the day you think you know everything, the day you think you got it all figured out is the day you'll get smacked down and you'll have to start figuring it out all over again. Because the learning and the growth never ends until we have that great aha moment after we die. When our spirit, our soul leaves our body and goes, wow, whoo, I'm glad to be out of that. That was rough. Bang, and on to the next. Okay? When we have that moment, we have all the answers to what we were trying to do in our lifetime. But my heart goes out to the worst. Yeah, and that's really horrible. And I can't say too much about it, Celeste, or I will get banned. So that's why I can't speak about it. Okay? But no. But the moment we stop, the moment we say, look, I'm 78 years old and I don't have to deal with this shit. I don't have to be told what to do. I don't have to use my manners. I don't have to do. Yeah, you do. You're still alive. So there's something you haven't figured out yet. There's something you haven't learned yet. There's some growth you still need to do. If I'm alive at 85, I'll be looking for why I'm still alive. What lesson have I missed? You know what I mean? The 6 kids are the man's, and she's having the 6 kids are the man's she's having the affair with. No, my brother's fiance. And my husband says, leave it alone. None of our business. You know what? Maybe all you can do is be there for her or them when it all comes crumbling down, because obviously it's not a healthy thing, right? Leave it be. That's right. Listen to your husband. And I don't mean because husbands are always right, but he's saying, and this is one thing about men, okay? Women are powerhouses. We all are powerhouses of energy and love and light. But women have always needed protection from the male. That's why there is a male species. That's why we're divided. Not because we are weak, but because we are powerful. And we give life. And we are vulnerable. So men, the male essence of life, is here to protect us in our most vulnerable moments because we are powerful. Does that make any sense? Leave it alone. All you can do is be there for somebody when shit hits the fan, right? Wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual understanding. Do you see the vines? Do you see the vines and how she's a part of Earth? Wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual understanding is where you're going to find your answer. Okay? And that means leave well enough alone until they come to you. Unless they bring it to you, it's not your issue. But you might want to let them know that you're there for them. Your husband's right. Ask the priest or pastor. I think he'll give you the same answer. Let the man tell her. Otherwise, he's not worth it. She has to decide. Yeah. God made woman as a helpmate to man. So, yeah, exactly. When you say God made man, I'm not arguing with you and I'm not attacking your beliefs, but I'm having a conversation with you. When you say God made woman as a helpmate to man, you are implying that man came first, when all they have found is the genetic beginnings of Eve. And you imply that women A came second and that she's an assistant, not a partner. Be really careful with those things, okay? Because women and men are equal into their own understanding of how life works. All right? I know there's many, many things that I have a better understanding of and better things that, and a better understanding and a better way of handling things than my husband. I also know there are many, many things that my husband can do that I have absolutely no idea. It's all, chaos to me. But together, we fill in the holes for each other and we have become one. I take women being helpmates as a positive thing. Men can't live without us. We as women are essential. Well, then you're not an assistant. You're essential. That's like saying man is the doctor and woman's the nurse. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Okay? Man is man and woman is woman. And each provides the other what they cannot fulfill for themselves. And that's true in any relationship. You get into a relationship with anyone because that relationship is beneficial to you both. This is what coming back to, let's come back to, not everyone comes into your life for people come into your life for a season, a reason, or a blessing, or a curse, right? People come into your life for a reason, no matter what. The length and time of that is totally up to the contracts they made before they even were born with each other, okay? Okay, let's not split hairs, Audrey. What I mean when you say God created woman as a helpmate to man, it implies to me that she came second. And this is the patriarchal framework of religion that has been imposed on us for thousands and tens of thousands of years. Okay? That women are sub, and we're not. We are equal. We are equal in the fact that everybody brings something to the table in a relationship. So let's drop the sexes altogether. And let's talk about relationships in the sense where a relationship may not last forever, but while it does last, you fulfill something for each other. You fulfill a need for each other, or a want or a desire for each other. And when that purpose has been fulfilled and is no longer a purpose in your life, then you move on. Some people stay together forever and it's a permanent thing, but it's never really permanent because one will eventually die. Okay? But what I'm saying is relationships are a give and take exchange. Okay? So I am an RN. It is not splitting hairs. Man came after the garden, then women. It no way makes us lesser. Well, I appreciate you sharing your belief, but that is not my belief. But thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. That's the beauty of discussion, right? Hey, Grampy Campy, how's it going? And just because, you believe what you believe doesn't make you any lesser than in my eyes or in my heart. That's yours. Okay? That is what you believe. See, everybody, many people may share a belief system, but individually, they don't all believe the same thing. It's physically impossible to do. No, it's growing out. I had a shower today. That's all. It's behaving because I had a shower today. I'm pretty sure that's why I don't do any religion anymore. Everybody wants to argue about it. I'm not arguing. You worship God, not human opinion. Oh, okay. Well, God gave me free will and gave me the right to use my understanding of what he gave me to grow in the way that I'm supposed to grow. That's not opinion. That's just the way I see it. You can worship whatever you want. I don't worship anything. I don't worship anything because that's a relationship destined to fail. Excuse me. I have a relationship with the God of my understanding. And I have an understanding with Christ. That's all I need. Because I talk, God and I talk every day. How's it going, Campy Grampy? Everyone has a different interpretation. That's the whole point. We're individuals, aren't we? We are individuals. God gave every single individual free will. Do you know what that means? That means the right to worship or not. It means the right to stay connected with God or not. It means the right to believe whatever you want, regardless of the outcome. Okay, that's what free will is. Free will was given to us by God so that we could turn away from him if we choose. God could have commanded that we love and obey him like he did the angels, if you want to get into biblical stuff. He could have commanded that, but no, he didn't, because God wants us to love him of our own free will. Hey, Mama Cat. I thought I made a deconstructed deluxe cheeseburger with bacon bit salad. Delish. Tonight, I made a deconstructed deluxe cheese. What is a deconstructed cheeseburger? Like, do you just make it without the bun? Is that what, and put it all on a plate? That's a great thing. Keep up your conversation. Thank you. I don't tell you exactly. You say who you worship, and that's your right and your choice. And I'm really grateful that you have a faith to turn to when shit gets rough, because shit gets rough. And what started this whole conversation is my concern for the brainwash masses out there that have been told what to do for so long that they don't understand what freedom really is. And when it all comes crashing down, who is going to pick up the pieces for them? They'll be mentally, emotionally, and spiritually devastated because they have nothing to fall back on. That's my concern. That's all. Well, and that's also if you believe all the things that have been written too, Audrey. Okay. Free will also means that you get to have your own perspective. Just because somebody wrote something down in a book. Okay? And I'm not denying that the Bible is the word of God. Much of that Bible resonates with me. And it is the word of God. But it has been interfered with by humanity right from the get-go. The moment you take the inspired word of God, the words that God gives you, and you put them on a piece of paper, you can share those with other people, but nobody's ever going to understand exactly the experience you had with that in that discussion with God. Therefore, it's fallible, right? We're only human. We're fallible. Only God is perfect. I thought I made it up. Nothing new on earth, I guess. It's been frozen dinners from Mary Calanders for me all week. They're really good. I don't normally buy that stuff. Do you put them in the oven or do you nuke them, Joe Mama? Because I have a microwave downstairs. I never use it. I've just never. I used to cook with microwaves a lot, with my microwave a lot, and then I just started realizing that the food, it's just better made with an oven or a crock pot. It's like everybody, get an Instapot, get an Instapot. Why? I have a crock pot. I have a pressure canner. I have a stove. Why do I need an Instapot? Free stimulus checks, free time to stay home and work, free housing, free has become the chains of the masses. That's right. There's a whole big difference. That's why free and freedom are two separate words, right? Nuke them 7 minutes and they're done. Ooh. Well, I'll stick with my crock pot. But you know what? There's another way you can do it. I got to get me a round crock pot. You know why I need a round crock pot? Because, hey, Helen22, how are you? Because if you want, like I've done it before when I had a round crock pot. The round crock pots are a blessing. Do you know why? Because you can take a frozen dinner, put it on a plate, put some water in the crock pot, a little bit of hot water in the crock pot, turn it on low or high, put the plate on the crock pot and put the lid of the crock pot over the plate, and that will warm it up, essentially heating it up. And it's a good way to keep somebody's dinner warm too. They aren't pot pies, but bowls or dinners. If you stop live streaming, they will win. I'm not going to stop live streaming. I'm not going to be publicly live streaming as often. It sounds like my plow guy, and I think he's coming to sand the driveway. Do you know why? Because the snow's been melting. The eaves have been dripping all day. Oh, I'm still going to do the occasional public live stream. But once I get my Rumble streaming set up, that's where the patrons are going. Right? We can have live streams. Somebody's at my door. I'll be right back. Is it Alex? I think it's Alex. Ollie! He's here to drop off Daddy's starter. He's our good son. Oh, shut up! Shut up! Move, Grace! Move! Move! Back up! Alex! Axel, the good son, dropping off Daddy's starter. He was pulling out of the driveway and I whistled as loud as I could because I got the money for the starter. And he heard me. He just kept going. Bye, Mom. I just had some fresh co-baked along with a sweet potato. Some fresh cod. Weird that when I joined in, it seems that Bev started from the beginning, so I think I am live, but the vids are behind. I don't know. I don't know how it works. That's what I thought it was, cod. We're having garden medley spaghetti tonight. What that is a jar of my garden medley, like tomatoes and zucchini and onions and peppers and stuff. And a can of great value giant Walmart spaghetti sauce and ground beef. So it's ground beef, onions, mushrooms, and then a jar of my garden vegetable medley and a can of sauce. Yeah, I love sneaking in the extra vegetables, eh? And we haven't had spaghetti and like we usually eat spaghetti once a week. We haven't had it in a couple of weeks, so. Did I miss anything? All right, listen, I'm going to put the cards away. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. There's a couple of readings I got to do. And not from you. It just started doing that all by itself. It must be on an alternate thing. As soon as you touch it, that it, isn't that cool? All right, now let's take you, we'll keep you, and yeah, you. So what I have here is Soul's Journey. The universe has your back. And, well, see, I always do that anyway, Sherry. I always take the sauce, like whether it's Primo or whatever, when I get a can of sauce, I never just heat up ground beef and throw the sauce on. I always do ground beef and at least onions and mushrooms and usually celery and peppers. But I got lazy. I cooked the ground beef, the mushrooms, and the onions in the crock pot. And in the crock pot. And then when it was cooked, I just poured the garden vegetable medley over it, a can of sauce. Oh, and I accidentally put in like 2 tablespoons of garlic. I thought it was the shaker side, and it was the spoon side, and I went shh, and it went all over but we love garlic, so it's a good thing. What is the aluminum pan thing behind you? It's not a pan, it's a box. It's actually a styrofoam cooler lined with tinfoil. So that I'll show you. This is my speaker. Hello, Gracie. That's my speaker for my music. And these, no, I'm not playing music right now. And these are my disco lights. So I could, if I wanted to, see, these are my disco lights. So I can just turn them like that, see? And whatever it is I do. That's for Freaky Friday. It's to make my boom box, because that's a Sony Bluetooth speaker. It's to make it louder. I'm losing my hearing. And I like loud music. All right, so yeah, tomorrow's Freaky Friday. Tomorrow's Freaky Friday, where we dispense with the fan and ads. There's no place to tip. It's just patrons come together. And that's another thing. When I finally get my Rumble StreamYard live up and running, my patrons and I will be able to like actually be on screen together for Freaky Friday. Wouldn't that be fun? Now I've shuffled some cards and I got 3 of them, so I'm going to read them, okay? And then I've got to go and hey, Timbula Blade Works, how are good day? How's it going, sweetheart? All right, first card. Attachment. Letting go restrictions and fear. This is going to be a really big deal over the next year, because all of a sudden, all the restrictions are dropping. But the fear that caused those, that allowed the powers that be put those restrictions in place is still going to be there. Do you understand? The restrictions are falling, but the fear is going to be there. And people are going to have to learn that their fear is unfounded. Okay? Build yourself a Zen garden. Now, this is upside down, and what it's called the inner sanctuary. And this is because somebody out there doesn't understand that they have sanctuary in their own soul and heart and mind. You can be at peace. You just have to let go of the fear. All right? You have to let go of the fear. And you can be at peace because you have the capability of building the place of peace in your own heart. You understand? And I don't even know what this is. Ganesha, clearing away obstacles, protection, and guidance. So you've had a lot of fear. Restrictions are lifting, and there's still a lot of fear around that. But you really need to find a place within yourself where you can have balance and contentment without fear. And when you get there, you'll be able to cleanse away all, you will be able to see what is right for you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and what is not. And you will be able to cleanse away what is not. Does that make sense to somebody? All right. Restrictions are lifting not because anything is better, but because the masses are seeing the light. Well, that's the thing. All the puppets out there, oh, that's a good word. All the puppets out there are going to try and spin this, that it's, oh, you know, cases are coming down and we're going to do a slow release and this new I don't want to say this new wave is not as bad, so we can start easing restrictions and stuff. And they're going to make it, they're going to spin it that it was all their idea when it wasn't absolutely at all. They just have no choice. Thank you, Sherry Leach. All right, this card, Sherry, is for you. This is for Sherry Leach. Hey, Danoof. No, I'm not going to be lured into the conversation, honey. That's okay. Whoa, here we go. Wow, Sherry. You got 4 cards. This one's upside down. There is nothing sexier than authentic truth. Sherry, there's nothing sexier than authentic truth. Now, you, for the most part, live in authentic truth, but there's somebody that you're afraid to show your authentic truth to. And you're afraid of how they're going to judge you, and you're going to find out they're not going to judge you. So share your authentic truth. I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. Wow, there's a lot of cards here. Okay. Do you know that you are a spiritual being having a human experience, Sherry? You really have to flip the dime on how you see your importance, because you are a very important spiritual being, and you really need to see that this is just a ride. This is just a lesson. Okay. This is just a learning thing. Okay. You're going to move on from there. My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe, and it's upside down. There's something you are not trusting to the universe. It's kind of like asking God for help. We don't need to ask God for help. God knows what we need. We need to trust and put it in his hands. But not like a child asking daddy to fix a toy. And then when dad goes, oh, well, let's see here now. And then you snatch it back saying you're not doing it fast enough. Okay, you have to trust the process. My energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. Okay? You need to manifest your own happiness. Not things, not people, places, and things. Happiness from within. I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. Do you? Because there's some things you're deliberately not deliberate. That's not a very nice word. There are some things you are avoiding looking at. And you really need to look at them, because they're only scary because you're not looking at them. Does that make sense? Trust, patience, and faith are so hard. Yeah, absolutely. Keep making cornbread. I have some cornbread mix that somebody sent me, and I should check it out. Now listen. I'm going to pull one more card for everybody. Oh, well, thank you, Natasha B. Thank you. There's going to be more started. And I don't even need the light cage on the table, but that's coming this week, probably this weekend, probably this weekend. And I may be going to Costco. So there may be a Costco video, because I haven't been to Costco in like a year almost. You know what I mean? Like, it's been probably since October since I've been to Costco. What you need to take away from this, Sherry, is that you are not. What you need to take away from this is this is not something that you're doing wrong. It's just something you haven't figured out how to do correctly yet to get your balance. Okay? There is no right or wrong. There's only a different way of looking at something, so you can get a better perspective on it and go from there. Okay. If you have a solar oven, make it in that. It's a whole different experience. Ooh, I might build a solar oven. It's been a long time, but my sun goes right across. And in the late afternoon, like by noon hour, the sun's on my deck. Okay? So I could probably start dinner in a solar oven. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay. I'm not sure. I haven't had it long enough. But somebody has shown me a concern. Like, some people have had a Frigidaire for 20 years and love it. But this is a newer model. And someone said they have a computer chip in them that doesn't allow you to leave the burner on high for a length of time. So it actually shuts down and starts up again. So it's almost like a fail-safe. But that's not good for canning. So I'm on the hunt for a 1940s, 50s electrical stove with a big, wide, big. I want one. All right, final card for everybody. Understand this. Whether you have a faith, whether you have a belief, whether you worship or don't worship, whether you're just struggling to find the light within yourself and bring balance in your life, energy flows where your intention goes. Remember me saying, if you see it, you will see it into being. Your energy flows where your intention goes. So don't try and focus your energy. Like, try and focus things on the positive side of your life. I know I say this all the time. It's like journal, make a, pros and cons list. But the truth is, if there's something going on in your life that you've got no control over and it's causing you great anguish, stop feeding it your anguish energy. Start looking in another direction for something you do have control over, and focus your energy on that, because energy goes where your intention flows. Okay? Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see about how much I like my oven, my stove. We'll see. It's definitely not a permanent solution. Morna Mad. Okay, Morna, I'm going to pull you. Morna is going to get a card. It's the last one of the day. Thank you for the tip. I'm pulling from the Gaia deck. Whoa! Okay, Morna, here we go. Apprehension. Moving out into the world. Doubt and fear. But it's upside down, because you are moving out of a place of depression and fear, and moving more into a positive direction. That's a really good thing. Ocean of eternal love, because you're healing and you're giving into your creativity, and it's coming back. That's why the apprehension card was upside down, because you are tapping into the ocean of love that's available to everybody. And dissolving unwanted or disturbing thoughts. Peace. Peace comes with the balance of mental, emotional, and spiritual. Okay? And not many people get it. But we see it often enough to make us work towards more. This is Mrs. Wolfie from Life with the Wolfies, saying the prayer is brief. Hey, God. Thank you for bringing us together. Thank you. Thank you for the lovely exchange of energies and conversation. It's been a really wonderful experience. Thank you, God, for all my friends. I'm lifting up all those people who are struggling with addiction, shame, anxiousness, loneliness, rejection, addiction, neglection, whatever that is. We lift them up to you, God. Because that's our job, isn't it? For any of us who have an inkling of your love, God, it's up to us to lift those more broken or more in pain than us to your light of your love. Thank you, God. Amen. Shalom. Namaste. Peace be with you. Merry meet, merry part, miigwech. Blessed be. Whatever your salutation or greeting is, or however you practice your faith, know that love will always win. Take care. God bless.